We are ready for lesson 4. We're going to be creating the stump work front part of your ornament now. So we'll begin with our wired elements, and you want to maintain tension on your fabric as you begin to cut out using very sharp pointed fine scissors. We're going to cut in between and rough cut the elements out first. Once you have your leaf cut out, you're going to follow the edge with your scissors at an angle so that you do not cut into the stitches, the buttonholes, the blanket or buttonhole stitches that you have. You may need your magnification for this because you want to get right in and cut the fabric away. Following the line of your leaf. And you can see I'm at an angle so that I can get in right up against the stitches. You may have to come from a different, hold your fabric or your leaf at a different angle to be able to get in close enough. You don't, the idea is that you do not want any of this green fabric showing once your leaf is cut out. Take your time with this. This can be very tricky. You do not want to have to remake your leaves. Remember, we took that extra little leg out on the points of the leaf. Be careful not to cut that point off. As you can see, I'm getting the blades right up under that stitch. you have the majority of the fabric off. If you turn your leaf over to the back, you can still see that you still have green fabric showing, and you want to trim that away. The easiest way to get it so that you can trim it is to use your fingernail. That will make the threads from the base fabric stand up, and then you can easily snip them. In order to get close to the point of the leaf where the wire is, you're going to have to pull your wire up out of the way. Now we've finished cutting out all of our wired leaves, and they are ready to attach to the base of your ornament. Following the template number 5, the stitches that are marked the leaves that are marked number 1 are the ones that are already embroidered onto your pattern, onto your fabric. So we're looking at the number 2 leaves, and we're going to use that large needle that is in your kit. It's the number 18 chenille needle. And following your template, leaf number 2 should be here on your, next to your stem. You're going to put the needle in halfway and choose a leaf. You're going to thread your leaf into the eye of the needle and quickly pull the needle through. At that point, go to the back of your piece and make sure that you pull the loose end of the wire through to the back. So you will have your wire leaf just like that. Now, with sewing thread or embroidery floss, you can use the same green. You're going to whip that wire down and catch it so that it can't come back out. You can do that through the stem threads and just the cotton fabric on the back. You do not want these stitches coming through on the front of your design. And this I don't want these stitches coming out. And then put it back after you've clipped the threads. On the back, after you've plunged your leaves, make sure you have them in the place where you want them, and then turn over to the back, and you're going to catch the wire and couch it down. Do not take your thread through to the front of the silk. You want to just catch either the stem and or the white fabric on the back, the cotton base fabric, because that will stabilize and hold the stitches for your wire. After you have several stitches in for the wire, you're going to bend your wire back into the other direction than where you've been stitching. So if your wire is going away from you, after you've couched down part of it, you're going to bring it around so that it will be coming towards you. And continue to couch that part of the wire down as well. Once you're sure your wires are very sturdily attached to the back so that they have the bend in them, they're stitched down, they're not going to go anywhere, then using your metalwork scissors again, you're going to cut the end off of the wire from your leaf. And I will knot these on the back because of the cardstock and the padding that's going underneath of it. The knots are not going to show from the front. Neither is the wire. First cut my thread, switch scissors and cut my gold wire. Go back to the front, and you'll see that you have two leaves that are attached, and you can easily move them so that they look natural and three-dimensional on your ornament. The next thing we're going to do, you can continue and finish all of your leaves, but at this point, I'm going to begin to add my berries. And I do want to hold my hoop still and so that I can use two hands to attach the berries. The first thing you're going to do is use your beeswax that was in your kit and get all of your threads waxed just a little bit. You just want to be able to get them all through the needle, the eye of the needle at the same time. You're going to have to trim some of the threads because some of them are going to be longer than others. I'm going to use my metalwork scissors because there is a bit of, because I don't want to gum up my embroidery scissors. This, you're going to use the number 9 crewel needle and thread your berries. Holly berries are usually in clusters of 3, but we're going to sew them on one at a time. Okay. Follow your template again and choose where you want your berries to be. I want my first berry up near the top. Plunged like that. And then we can turn over and pull the tails through. And I'm going to pull those threads apart that we put back together because I want to tie them to each other in a knot on the back so that they don't come back off. And I will tie them several times. Once they're tied, you can then clip your threads and go back to the front to put your next berry on. The last thing that we're going to do at this point is to take your white sewing thread and mark on the back of your fabric the template for the edge of your ornament, and then a ½ inch around, a quarter to a ½ inch around, with a basting thread in the white thread. That's what you're going to use to draw your piece up in our next lesson in November.